Watch me, Badness run the place, Yeah, man. Badness run the place. Watch the biggest song right now. Rich Badness, a gunman style. Big Benz park up and elastic pan Kyle. Boss with boss head run go run go check man file. You see it? Oh, hear this now? So a news came out yesterday that one of the alleged Clansman Wandan gang members he went to court, right? And he was in court and decided say, yo, I want piss. But true man in a handcuff and he's being transitioned and all these stuff. They like to treat you like an inmate, like a prisoner, right? You're in that situation. So the man asked for piss from how long and he's holding his piss. Bladder hurt him. So the man said, fuck it, sir, and just piss in at the courtroom. Like, him never business about no law and order. I see a lot of people on social media saying stuff like, oh, gangster piss up himself in a court because him knows a long sentencing coming. No, and that really go on still. I think the man is a madded, sickhead, bad man still where really don't care. You see me? And the man said, instead of you humiliate me, make me hold me piss so long that me hurt myself or that me feel, degraded by pissing on myself because I couldn't hold it no more. I'm going to show you say I have control no matter which part you put me. So we're in the courtroom, so I just go hold a corner and I'm going to piss in that corner. Ted Prince, an alleged member of the Clansman gang who is currently on trial, shocked several onlookers in court this morning, according to the Jamaica Star, and this was February 28th. The morning of February 28th, this happened. I know so we in a March already. Walk with the story. Alright. As onlookers in the courtroom looked on, they were in shock because he did it in front of everybody after he was seen on a monitor in one corner of the courtroom urinating. At least the man take a corner still. Him never just do it up front and brawling like in front of judge. Or which part the judge sit down up in the docks right there, so. Or at the witness stand. At least he never turn around and turn him exposed front to the audience that was in the courtroom. The man still gave himself some privacy. So there was still a level of dignity there. You see? You see it? Alright, so before the shocking development now, the presiding judge, Chief Justice Brian Sykes, he was alerted that Prince wanted to speak. Judge, Your Honor, Your Majesty, however them say it, Prince wants to speak, sir. But shortly after that, he was seen jumping over the bench and going into the corner. Prince asked them from how long, if you can go to the bathroom, please. Can I go to the bathroom, please? Yo, brother, I can't hold it any longer. I need to go. I've been holding it for a long time. It's coming down. It'll come down. And them I say, hold your piss, boy. And him say, yo, here what? So the police personnel then told the judge that Prince wanted to use the bathroom. And the trial was adjourned. Prince, while being escorted from the courtroom, was overheard saying, if me want come in a paper, me no care. Urinating at that. If me want come in a paper, me no care. Me no understand what Jamaica Star just printed. I am a Jamaican and I do speak patois, but this must be some kind of hingo lingo where me no too hip on. If me want come in a paper, me no care. Urinate in a that, we no care. Okay, whatever. They are them saying that that's what he said. Now, meanwhile, police personnel were overheard describing his actions as disgusting. I saw the police them are talking, what a disgusting disgusting behavior in front of everybody. See, Justice Sykes, during his finding yesterday, had indicated that Prince was indeed one of the defendants whom he, the judge, was satisfied with enough evidence that he, Prince, is a member of the criminal organization based on evidence. So Prince probably I feel down and out right now because a lot of other people have been let go or are getting ready to get let go because evidence says they're not and they can't prove that they are. So some people are walk. Some people walking away from the case to freedom, but Prince ain't one of them. So Prince probably feel like, yo, fuck it, yeah, man. Them already have man in here. What else you gonna do to me? You can't treat me like no dog locked up in a cage. Me I tell you from whence I want piss, boss. And you have me turn up here, so me I piss any which part me want piss then, since I saw no one treat man. So that might have been something that had to do with the mindset that he was in, you know? Because if the judge says that he is one of them, then, and he has proof that he is one of them, then that means the charges are probably going to stick. Let's see how that goes. Can We Talk 2 says, whoa, geez, clearly no respect and behavior. I guess that shows a lot about how he and all the others who proclaim and maintain their innocence rolls. Like you don't know what you have, that you have to urinate and you're asked to be escorted to a bathroom. And next person say, I can drop the alleged now in the story. The man pissing in a corner and the monitor pick him up. So it's no longer alleged. Everybody see it. To the person who is saying, whoa, geez, this shows how they roll. I hope you listen to this video, my friend. Because I can tell you that you being in custody, they're not going to rush you to the bathroom every time you say, officer, I need to pee. Or me want piss. Me want whistle. No matter how you say it. Officer, them will tell you, say, yeah man, alright, hold on, we'll soon come. But sometime on purpose, they will leave you there until you start do the pee-pee dance. Some of them want to see you piss on yourself, so them can have that to talk about. Yo, the boy piss up himself in a courtroom, dog. So Prince was not going to allow them to do that to him. Well, guess what? If him hand them the handcuff behind him wouldn't have been able to help himself. All if him run going at the corner, him still would have pissed up himself. Well, moving right along. So, the case in some areas, for those who have not been following the Clansman One Done trial, I even fell off of following it because it was long and drawn out and the information is coming out to the public in pieces. Remember, this is a closed circuit case by judge only. So there are no jury members who are going to tell us tales later on. And there is no audience, and it is not being televised to the public, right? It's not like, let me see. I don't know if the other day y'all saw Beachy Stout's son Andre McDonald trial. That trial was published for the public to watch as it was happening. Also, there's a rapper in the United States of America, Young Thug. His court proceedings in a RICO case is public as well. I believe it's him and like 20-something other associates, which is similar to this case because they're trying to prove that his record label, YSL, is actually a front. Because what it really is a gang. And those rappers that are on it are shooters and dealers. They're gang members. It's kind of like the same thing that they're doing with the Clansman One Done thing in Jamaica under this act. Is to indict all these men and these people, link them to the Clansman One Done gang situation and charges, and then charge as many of them as possible with the stiffest penalties, hit them with the stiffest penalties as possible as a criminal organization. Anyhow, case collapses against one more defendant. So others have been allowed to walk in the past. The case continues to collapse. For those who haven't been following, and I'm taking this one directly from the Jamaica Gleaner. Court says that evidence failed to prove gangs' links to a 2017 Rivoli double murder. The prosecution in the Clansman One Done gang trial was on Tuesday dealt yet another blow after its case against one of the remaining 27 defendants not only collapsed, but it failed to prove that the gang itself was responsible for the 2017 double murder of two men in the Rivoli section of Spanish Town, St. Catherine. So they can't pin this to the Clansman One Done gang, and they cannot pin it to the particular individual either. That part collapsed. Defendant Carl Beach was freed. After being a part of a criminal organization, he was freed of being a part of a criminal organization and of 2 counts of facilitating applicable offense by a criminal organization, while 5 defendants were also acquitted of facilitating the commission of a murder conspiracy by a criminal organization. So that's 6 people right there that got acquitted of this charge. One of them was also allowed to walk, granted his freedom. Daniel Mackenzie, brothers Marco Miller and Peter Miller, Dwight Hall and Kemar Harrison, they were the remaining defendants on the count after 3 others were freed and another one died. And another died. So another one get free, come out, and get killed. Well, you know, them have a thing was a karma. I'm not saying that anybody is guilty because I go by the law. So therefore, I'm not going to be out in the streets trying to play a judge. I left that to police and judge in the system. Them deal with evidence and these things. And if them find you guilty in there and they didn't drum up a case against you with some falsified evidence, like them the Vibes Cartel, if they actually have solid proof that you did, and you know say you did, and you end up walking to freedom, and then them slap out your daylights out the road, that's karma, my friend. That's karma. But some man prefer dead out the road by gunshot than get a life sentence in a prison. Now, of note is that this was the only count the defense faced, besides being a member of a criminal organization. Now, as the other counts on which they were charged had failed, and the Crown had also conceded on another. So the men were charged with facilitating the murder conspiracy on a date that is unknown in March of 2017. Beach was charged with facilitating the murder and conspiracy to murder a person called Outlaw on November 2nd of 2017 in Lauriston, St. Catherine. A former member of the gang had testified that Beach had volunteered to accompany him and defendant Tariq James, who went to carry out the murder. The witness claimed that Andre Blackman Bryan had ordered the man to be killed and had selected his alleged bodyguard and top shooter to do the job. He had testified that that Blackman had also instructed him to pick up another gang member, but while they were on their way, Beach saw them and offered to come along with them, while saying, as he jumped in the car, he said, "Yo, from them man ya inna the car, me know say somebody I got dead." But this is what they confessed in court, or this is what they said in court. I don't know if it's a confession or it's a fabricated statement to save themselves. I've also always had some kind of reserved view of the individuals who came forward to testify, right? So them want to clean up Jamaica, and one of them say him was a Don, but him never see any violence, like him never overseen any violence, he didn't order any violence, and nothing was carried out on his command. So I say, what kind of Don that, right? Anyhow, the man say when Beach see them and offered to come along with them let him in the car. Now, when him get in the car, him see the shooter, and him say, "Yo, them man ya in the car, me know say somebody I got dead," with enthusiasm and excitement. But the judge, in his not guilty verdict, said that evidence by itself did not prove that Beach was a member of the organization, or that he actually knew that James and the driver were members of a gang. There you have it. The judge also highlighted that no evidence was presented during the trial that Beach had attended gang meetings or had conversations with the 2 main witnesses. There's no evidence that links him. You understand? So you can't come in here, and a lot of people are beating this judge, Chief Justice Sykes. But Chief Justice Sykes is just going off proof, because there are many people out there, you know how the bandwagon thing go already. Everybody suddenly want Jamaica to be cleaned up and want all gunmen and gangsters to go to prison forever and these things. But in a court of law, it doesn't happen by just word of mouth. It happens by you bringing proof. As long as people can actually afford a attorney, a good attorney, which they can, then this is going to be put through the ringer, and the judge will be held accountable as well. So the judge have to ask, right? And the judge have to make sure that there is evidence there that proves and is worthy of a conviction. So the judge has said, boy, them never bring enough. They didn't bring any proof at all. Not enough. They didn't bring any proof. All they brought was word of mouth. And yeah, man, so-and-so did see me in the car too, and so-and-so office, so-and-so even said, yo, when them money are in the car, you know, that means that somebody I got dead. The judge highlighted that there was no evidence presented during the trial that Beach attended gang meetings, was a part of their organization, or even had any conversations with the two main witnesses. Two ex-gangsters had given conflicting testimonies about the planning and the execution of the murder. And that's another reason why the judge had to take a step back, look at the case, and say, well, the two are no witness, the two of them are tell a story, and the two of them are tell two different stories. So which one do I believe? You understand? So the judge, however, said that he accepted the testimony of one of those witnesses who was the gang's banker, as his account makes a better sense based on the sequence of his evidence, and also that his evidence was clear, simple, and uncomplicated. But the other person did make things too complicated, and his story was not lining up with the timeline of whatever other evidence they had gathered. The judge said that he also accepted that it was the other main witness who had planned the murder. You hear this? The judge said he also accepted that it was the other main witness who had planned the murder with Brian and had suggested that James be used, and it was endorsed by Brian. So boy, this look like Andre Blackman Brian now come out, you know. He look like the most sink him for real. Because if the judge accepts that the murder was planned, based on evidence, was planned by Brian, and that the main witness who is giving the story, which the judge has accepted his story as the proper account of the story, that means a black man goose cook. Right there, so. Now, while on the main witnesses, one of the main witnesses had only mentioned him in this murder. The judge pointed out that the other main witnesses made no mention of Beach, only one of them. Still in custody. Beach, however, will not be released as he is in custody in relation to another murder. Now, in relation to the other incident, the same prosecution witness had testified that on the night in question, Mackenzie had asked him to take him to a netball court in the community. Now, according to the ex-gangster, now turned witness, your snitch, if you want to call him that, when he arrived there, he said he stumbled upon two men who were down on their knees and being beaten by the other men, and the two men down on their knees were pleading for their lives. So while claiming that he was not aware of the hit on the men, the prosecution witness said he begged for the victims, but that his cronies did not budge. John, no brother, I don't have to kill them, you know. Spare the man, them make them go on, man. But his cronies had already oil up all of the gun them, keep them shine and crisp, a couple shot, so they were ready to kill, and they weren't changing their mind, saying that the men would call the police if they free them. Them boy are gonna chat to police if we let them go. Dead, them are go dead. The ex-gangster said that he abandoned his plan to visit his girlfriend and he went home, and he was later told that the men were indeed murdered. This is the double murder that he's given a testimony about. This is his testimony that Judge Sykes is using to say that black man did plan the murder, but he planned it with this witness, not with Beach, because them not have no evidence that Beach was connected to this in any way. So Beach is freed of this murder. However, Beach ain't coming out because Beach did pan another murder anyway. What a debacle. Justice Sykes, in delivering his findings, said that the witness evidence had failed to advance the Crown's case. What that means, the witness evidence had failed to advance the Crown's case. In other words, there was insufficient evidence. He also explained that the identification evidence was unsatisfactory, while noting that there was no evidence of lighting next to the netball court. The judge said that the evidence that was given was in relation to a light bulb on a shop that was near the entrance of the lane leading to where the men were. However, he said that was not able to satisfy the required standard that must be met in relation to lighting and identification. Now, while on the defendants, meanwhile, one of the defendants, Ted Prince, back to Prince, Ted Prince caused quite a stir after earlier in the proceedings when he urinated in the courtroom. The defendant, who is in court 2, was captured on the court 1 video link monitor, jumping over the bench and going into a corner and pissing. This was moments after the police officer had alerted the judge that Prince wanted to address the court. Prince did want to ask if him can go to the bathroom if he want piss. However, before he was given a chance, the jaw-dropping occurrence unfolded. Me don't know why this is jaw-dropping, because maybe it's because it's in a courtroom. Because I see people in Jamaica, man just pull up and piss anyway. I see them piss on the beach. I see them pull up, them a drive out a road, and then pull up right out this out a Portmore toll. Just pull over on the side and piss right there. So man piss any which part of Jamaica. I don't know, it's a cultural thing or it's just so we care for the Jamaican environment. Now, while he was relieving himself in the corner, an officer indicated to the judge that he had wanted to go to the bathroom earlier, Your Honor. And the court was adjourned. Judge just called everything to an end. The judge said this too Ross disgusting. Me I come got me yard. Justice Sykes, however, appeared to have been oblivious to the development, and on the resumption of the proceedings, he made no comments in relation to Prince's behavior. Now, while many were heard denouncing Prince's behavior as rude and disrespectful, the Gleaner was told by the police source that the defendant had repeatedly told the court officers that he wanted to use the bathroom, but he was told to wait for a break. This article that I'm reading, the Gleaner is unable to ascertain whether he would be charged with an offense or not. But like I said, he's already facing a murder charge. So and the judge says he is a part of the criminal organization and he has evidence that he has accepted as judge. So the man probably will give up hope right now. So hit me with another charge. How much more serious than murder is that charge? Can't be that serious. You're going to charge me for pissing in a corner in the courtroom. Justice Sykes will continue assessing the evidence and giving his findings today. So the court case of the Clansman One Dan Gang continues. Alright? And this is where they're at with it so far. So far, Andre Blackman looks like he's not coming out, but others are being freed in the process. Leave your comments in the comment section below, and I'll catch you on the next video where we will continue to gather and compile information about the trial and deliver it to you. Big up to the Gleaner and shout out to the Star, Loop, and Observer and all the other entities that we use to gather information from in this. Walk good, my people. Walk good. I'm out. Peace.